He's a former NASA astronaut who helped set a spacewalking team record, and he was the first person to tweet from space back in 2009. Mike Massimino retired in 2014 and went on to become a university professor, speaker, and author.
Maybe you even saw him on the sitcom The Big Bang Theory. He has a new book, Moonshot, a NASA astronaut's guide to achieving the impossible, sharing lessons he has learned on teamwork and leadership. And Mike joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
You were a very long shot to be an astronaut. Tell us why that is and how you overcame that.
Well, I think, Larry, I wasn't necessarily the person you would think that would grow up to be an astronaut. I was kind of a skinny, scrawny kid. My eyesight went bad on me at an early age. I'm afraid of heights. I discovered I was afraid of heights at an early age. I still don't like them very much. So,
wow.
But it took me a few tries. I applied the first time and got a rejection letter. I applied the next time a few years later when NASA announced they were looking for astronauts, was again rejected. The third time I got an interview and I failed the medical exam. I failed the eye test.
Wow.
So I went to some vision training to improve that, to at least apply a fourth time and give it another try. And that's when I got picked.
So, Mike, it would seem like you could have all the desire in the world and the perseverance, but if your eyes aren't good and you're afraid of heights and you can't pass the physical, why is NASA saying yes to you?
Well, no, I think perseverance is really important, and the eyesight issue is no longer in the regulations. This is going back 25 years ago.
Yeah.
They've changed those rules, so people don't have to worry if they can't see as well any longer. They've changed all the regulations. But I think what it was is that perseverance does matter. And as long as you try, there's a chance. Your odds may be against you. It might be 1 out of a million, but that is not that's a non-zero outcome.
Yeah.
So there was other things that I had going for me, but there were other these things that I mentioned probably weren't in my favor. But you just got to keep going and try to overcome those things.
What advice did you get from Neil Armstrong?
Yeah. So I actually got a few different pieces of advice from him. But when I talk about when I first met him. I asked him when did he come up with what he said on the moon, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And he told me he thought about it when he landed on the moon, and there was no reason to think about what he was going to say because he might not land on the moon. If he didn't land on the moon, there'd be no reason to say anything. And his advice was to stick to your job and don't worry about the public relations part of it. Just do your job, be humble, and concentrate on that. And so when it came time for me to send the first tweet from space, NASA asked me to do that. I channeled Neil Armstrong and didn't prepare, and that might not have worked out for me. My tweet was made fun of. There's that first tweet from space, but I was made fun of on Saturday Night Live. They said, in 40 years we've gone from one giant leap for mankind to launch was awesome. So I got a little street cred with my kids, but yeah, that's the first tweet from space. I didn't think much about it. And that probably was good advice, though, from Neil Armstrong, not to worry too much about those things. Worry about the job first.
Well, you have a great sense of humor, and you know what? I recognize you from The Big Bang Theory, and I didn't know you were an actual astronaut watching that episode where Wolowitz goes up into space, and you're making fun of him for being all nervous and him not looking or being like an astronaut. So did you draw from some of your personal experience? How did they find you for that role?
Yeah, so that was I just was asked to do it by NASA. The show, The Big Bang Theory producers reached out to NASA, said they wanted to speak to an astronaut about this idea of sending one of their characters to space. And NASA, a guy named Bert Ulrich, who does our public relations movie coordination with the entertainment world, called me up and said, "I think you're the right guy for this. If you're out in LA, go speak to these folks." And I was going out to LA a few weeks later, and I went by the Warner Brothers studios and met with Chuck Lorre and Bill Crady, the creators of the show, and a lot of the entire writing staff was there. And I just told them stories like you and I are talking here. And they they kind of liked some of them, and I helped them with the script. And then about 6 months later, I got a call from Bill Crady. He said, "Hey, look, we got this idea. We'd like to have you on the show. We're wondering if you can act." And I said, "Well, I can act. The last time that I acted, I was in a third grade play." And he said, "That's okay. We just want you to be you. You've been you for a long time." So
that's great.
That's how that happened. It's just sometimes you just say yes to opportunities and good things happen.
Very true.
Well, we've been talking, as you've seen in the news, a lot about UFOs, and the conversation is, maybe have gotten a little less silly in recent years with F-16 fighter pilots seeing something. What is your take on all this?
Well, I think on the UFOs or UAPs, they call them now, I think unidentified aerial phenomenon is the official word. NASA put together a pretty extensive group of panel with really interesting people, very credible people, including one of my colleagues, one of my astronaut colleagues, Scott Kelly, Matt Mountain, who used to be the head of the Space Telescope Science Institute. So a very credible group. And what they came up with was that 95% of these sightings can be explained. 5% we don't know what it is, but that doesn't mean that it's ET coming flying around the planet. You know, it could be other things. It's probably still is some sort of either an optical illusion or a weather phenomenon, or maybe it's an aircraft that we don't know about, or a drone, or who knows. But that 5%, you know, is a bit concerning. We want to know what all those things are. I don't think that it's an alien spacecraft coming flying around, but certainly I think it's worth looking into. And NASA has now assigned a director to look into to a group that's going to look into this stuff even further. So we are taking it serious. We should know what these things are that people are seeing, but I don't think it's from another planet.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. For more, you can check out MikeMassimino.com, or you can follow him on social media. And there's his book. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for having me, guys.